This video is for recruiters and people who are directly dealing with candidates in hiring process. If you look at current time, there are so much of noise that recruiters are not able to find matching candidates, and lot of recruiters going home with zero submissions. Not only that, that is resulting in zero productivity at the end of the month. Now, if the situation continues and the recruiter sees himself or herself with no productivity for month on month, and there is no appreciation from the management about the efforts, then what is that going to happen? That recruiter feels self-doubt, and that creates stress, and that affects the personal and professional life. Not only that, that self-doubt creates a low self-image, and the recruiter will not able to change that current job and could not able to join a different company as well. Why? The recruiter might be thinking that what if I join another company and I could not able to make placement? What if the other company starts expecting more placements from me? And what if I go home with zero submissions there as well, the way it is happening now? So those recruiters killing their career by staying at the same company, like it is better to stay with a known problem rather than going somewhere and face some unknown problems, right? You might be listening this from your fellow friends, or maybe you might be one of them who is currently facing the problem of zero submissions and feeling self-doubt and not able to change your current job and do not know what to do. So the question is, what is that really happening in this market that is causing zero submissions? So I want you to Google, or I want you to check in the LinkedIn about why candidates hate Indian recruiters. Why candidates do not want to work with recruiters? Yes, I want to check this in LinkedIn search. Now you will understand there are so many reasons will come why the candidates do not want to work with us. Why candidates do not want to rely upon recruiters. Now, how do you think we change their way of thinking about recruiters? Before we get in, what is that they think? They think that recruiters are scammers. They think that recruiters are spamming their inbox, recruiters are wasting their time, and recruiters are really taking their personal information and using it for something else, and recruiters are spending time to collect their information, and after the submission they do not come in contact with them. Now here, as a recruiter, I know why we collect information and why we need all the details. Starts with the passport, the visa copy, the SSN number, the date of birth, these, that, the driver license. Why we ask? I know about it as a recruiter, but how do you convince that to a candidate? Now, if at all you convince that with a candidate, then why it is happening that those candidates also hating those recruiters? Because there are so many posts are there, they have written that they have given the information because they need a job and they trust the recruiters, they trust the recruiting company, but still they feel that they have done some mistake. Now why it is happening? Now the success in recruiting, with my experience, let me tell you, and it is experience of all those successful recruiters who have been working in this industry and who are currently successful. It is not the client, it is not your company, but it totally depends upon you, how you are providing, how you are giving a candidate experience. Yes, candidate experience stays on top in everything what you are currently doing. If you want to be a successful recruiter, or you as a recruiting company want to make more and more money, focus on candidate experience rather than buying some fancy software or AI that helps you pull all the profiles from online and gives that to your recruiter. And what is that going to happen then? You are going to mass email. What is that going to happen then? Nobody replies. If at all somebody replies, what is that going to happen then? No submissions. If at all someone gives you submission permission, what is that going to happen? There will no referrals, right? Now, if you think recruiting is tough, it is totally your personal opinion. It is totally about us, right? If I think it is tough, I'm right. If I think it is easy, I'm right. So either way, recruiters are right in whatever they made themselves believe into. Now, if you are believing that you can definitely change the course of your career, then you need to focus on this one thing: candidate experience. How you make the candidate feel during the conversation with you and once after you submit. Are you, the recruiter, the candidate wants to make you as a preferred recruiter? Answer this to yourself. What is that differently that you are doing so that candidates would give you referrals? What is that you are interacting that candidates are not ghosting, or they are not skipping the interviews, or they are not rejecting the offers? They know that as a recruiter, you are there to help them get a job. There is no doubt about it. But still, when the interview time comes, when the offer acceptance time comes, they ghost, they surprise us. Why it happens? It happens because of candidate experience, and the candidate experience means the way you connect with them, the way you talk to them, the way you close them, the way you follow up after the submission. Everything counts. We as a recruiter get super excited when a candidate responds. We as a recruiter get super happy when the candidate sends the resume. After that, we call the candidate, we discuss. We are happy when we get all the details and we submit. And after that, what happens? Are you keeping the same level of craziness and energy to keep the candidate in the process for longer period of time? What are your follow-up mechanism? What is that your candidate experience plans? You as a recruiter, how you are maintaining your and candidate's relationship? How you could make the candidate believe that you are helping the candidate to get a job? And how do you ensure the candidate is going to rely on you and can give a referral? You see that? Now, if you have answer to all those things, then definitely you have the answer to make more money. You would say that I submit tens of resumes, I submit hundreds of resumes, and how can I get into the multiple follow-up process? That's time taking. Yes, I understand, but that's what it is. That's what in the business. Now, if you want money, you have to be different than other recruiters. If you are different than other recruiters, then you do different things, and that different things will make you money. If you think you just send bunch of emails in the market, or you just send some messages in your WhatsApp groups or in your mass emails to the vendors, and you get some profiles and you submit, and you just sit calm, and all of a sudden the interview will fall and the interview happens and you make a placement? It happens sometimes. And if it did not happen with you, then I cannot assure, but it happens with many recruiters that all of a sudden placement falls like that. And if the recruiter thinks that this is how recruiting works, then it's a wrong assumption. You really don't want to stay in the recruiting industry as a recruiter for longer period of time, right? I mean, you want to grow, you want to make more money, you want to earn more incentives. You want to become senior recruiter, you want to become lead recruiter, you want to become managers in whatever the field that you are. You could be in a bench sales, you could be in a client relationship, you could be into IT, you could be into non-IT recruiting. So if you do not change this puzzle, if you could not solve this puzzle, then definitely it will be difficult for you to climb the ladder. So from now onwards, my dear recruiters, change this one way. Whatever the time it takes, whatever you think that it is going to be tougher for you, do this one thing. Change the candidate experience. Meaning, what is that you can do differently that candidates can feel that yes, this is a different recruiter, and not every Indian recruiter are same, not every Indian recruiter are scammer, not every Indian recruiter are cheaters, and not every recruiter are false or fake, that they only take personal information. But there is one this recruiter whom I worked, I can definitely refer that somebody else can also work with that person, because it's okay that this person did not get me job, but the way he give me the hope and the way he follow ups with me, I really appreciate. So from now onwards, treat every candidate as a human being, not every candidate as a resume or your target or submission count. There are so many things, but you should start from this. Now, if you have identified, if you have found something valuable in this video, let me know in the comment box, and I would be happy to share more such ideas and tips with you. Thank you so very much. This is Suman Pachigulla on a mission to impact 5 million lives through you. Take care and bye-bye.